Hi guys, welcome to the Fight Age channel. Well-known boxing columnist Dan Rafael believes that the Ukrainian heavyweight contender Alexander Usyk is more than ready to perform on the territory of British champion Anthony Joshua this Saturday. Polish heavyweight Adam Kownacki shared his opinion about the upcoming mega fights in his division between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, as well as Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Authoritative British coach Peter Fury gives the WBA, WBO and IBF World Heavyweight Champion Anthony Joshua only a minimal advantage in the fight against Alexander Usyk. The notorious Ukrainian boxer Ivan Redkach shared his forecast for the upcoming title mega fight between Usyk and Anthony Joshua, which will take place on September 25 at the stadium of the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club in London. Billy Nelson, the coach of Alexander Usyk's sparring partner Martin Bakole, has chosen the favorite in the upcoming fight of the Ukrainian against the United World Heavyweight Champion Anthony Joshua. Swedish heavyweight Otto Wallin shared his forecast for the fight against Anthony Joshua with the mandatory challenger for the WBO title Alexander Usyk, which will be held on September 25. British heavyweight Dillian Whyte, who at one time was in the camp of Vladimir Klitschko together with Alexander Usyk, criticized the behavior of the former absolute world champion in the first heavy division. The Briton believes that Usyk specifically behaves outrageously, although in fact he is a simple guy. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I am trying very hard absolutely every day and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. Dan Rafael believes that the Ukrainian heavyweight contender Alexander Usyk is more than ready to perform on the territory of British champion Anthony Joshua this Saturday. I consider Usyk a treat. Don't get me wrong, Anthony Joshua is still the guy you bet on, and I will do it. But this is not a fight where you bet, predicting the outcome in advance. Usyk is one of the best cruisers of all time. He, like Anthony, won the Olympics. He has something to oppose. And besides, he is left-handed. And unlike the same Anthony, he had a really big amateur career. Look at his record. He will be the last one who worries about the fact that the fight will take place on the opponent's territory. All his big fights took place outside of his homeland. So performing in Britain is a normal situation for him, Rafael said. Polish heavyweight Adam Kownacki shared his opinion about the upcoming mega fight in his division between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, as well as Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Usyk is a good boxer, but I don't think he has achieved anything in the heavyweight division. He hasn't beaten anyone, so I am interested to see how he performs against Joshua. He may be able to beat Joshua, but I think Anthony will win. It's bigger and stronger. As a rule, a big fighter defeats a smaller one. In a Fury-Wilder fight, the chances are 50-50. As Deontay said, it's enough for him to be perfect for 2 seconds to deliver a right punch and finish the fight. I can imagine that this fight will turn out the same as the first one, and then Wilder will stop Fury, Adam Kownacki said. Authoritative British coach Peter Fury gives the WBA, WBO and IBF World Heavyweight Champion Anthony Joshua only a minimal advantage in the fight against Alexander Usyk. I am slightly leaning towards Joshua because of the size and advantage in natural attributes, but for me in this fight the chances are 51-49. Joshua is more powerful, bigger, and he also has fast hands. This can be an important factor. But let's not underestimate Usyk and his power. He gained weight. Will Usyk become slower because of this? We will have to see this. Usyk must impose a street fight on Joshua if he wants to succeed in this fight. This is my opinion. I think it will be an exciting fight. It's a good fight because it's a great battle between two cool fighters. I'm very interested in this fight. Don't underestimate Usyk, but for me Joshua is a small favorite. From the middle of the fight to the late rounds, it may even come to scoring points. I chose Joshua only because Anthony is naturally bigger and more powerful. He is a natural heavyweight, but only 1% decides everything, said Peter Fury. Billy Nelson, the coach of Alexander Usyk's sparring partner Marcin Bakole, has chosen the favorite in the upcoming fight of the Alexander Usyk against the Anthony Joshua. Martin sparred with Usyk in Kiev for 3 weeks, and he said that Alexander holds the shot well, that he has an excellent arsenal. People think that Usyk can't take heavy blows, but he's very good. Usyk highly praised Bakole for his skills. Unfortunately, Martin suffered a minor injury, which is why he stopped sparring in the 4th week and left for Dubai. But he said that the sparring sessions were excellent. Joshua is an absolutely fantastic boxer, very powerful, with a great jab, a great puncher. But if someone outplays you and you can't hit that person, then what you will do? Murat Gaziyev is an ardent puncher, but watch their fight with Usyk. You can't shake someone you can't hit. For both guys, everything will be decided in the second half of the fight. Either Joshua will not be able to cope with a more mobile Usyk, or he will catch it. The main thing is discipline. This is a very intriguing fight. I give the advantage to Joshua, but only a small one, Billy Nelson said. Swedish heavyweight Otto Wallin shared his forecast for the fight of the WBA, WBO and IBF champion in his division Anthony Joshua, with the mandatory challenger for the WBO title Alexander Usyk, which will be held on September 25. I think this is a good fight. Usyk was a great cruiser, but he didn't look as good in the heavyweight division. I think it will be a wonderful match. I give the advantage to Joshua. He can stop Usyk at the end of the fight or win by a judicial decision, but for this he will have to work. It seems to me that size and weight will be the key factors in this fight. I think that Usyk is still adapting to the weight and a bigger opponent in the heavyweight division, said Otto Wallin. British heavyweight Dillian Whyte, who at one time was in the camp of Vladimir Klitschko together with Alexander Usyk, criticized the behavior of the former absolute world champion in the first heavy division. The Briton believed that Usyk specifically behaves outrageously, although in fact he is a simple guy. I didn't spar with Usyk, I saw him sparring with Vladimir Klitschko and was in his training camp. I meet him at boxing shows and so on. He's a bit of strange guy. He really tries to seem strange and bizarre. A lot of people go crazy because of this, but for me, he's just an ordinary guy. He is trying to sound weird, but I think, okay, you are an ordinary guy, cool, said Dillian Whyte. Undefeated Ukrainian heavyweight Alexander Usyk on the eve of the fight against the United World Champion Anthony Joshua spoke about the words of his opponent about a potential defeat, spoke about communication with Vladimir Klitschko and commented on the decision of AJ to lose weight before the mega fight. Joshua's statement about his possible defeat? I don't know. These are their words. This is a big sports game. Besides the fact that we box, it's also a big business, a big game, so I don't think much about it. People talk a lot. They talk a lot, but they do very little. Did Vladimir Klitschko tell me something? I won't talk about it. We have dinner with him and talked about sports. I have the most wonderful thoughts connected with the fight on the road. I like to come to other countries and place people. What do I do about Joshua's weight loss? Nothing. It's his problem, not mine. I don't know, said Usyk. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.